up, everybody? It's Matt Burton, the Saiyan Soldier, finally back again with another episode. I know. It's my bad. It's been almost a year. But hey, we move. We're going to talk about what happened last year and the future of the podcast and what some of our moves are going forward. Um, Fair warning, this episode is not going to be perfect because I have a lot to talk about. And a lot of it is personal, but I just wanted to tell you guys like the truth. So let's start with that. Let's start with last year. So we recorded our first two episodes. The second episode came out in February, right toward the end of February, I think. And me and David Lucas had a really good time. Great guy. Consider him a great fan. So shout out to Mr. Deadpool. But then shortly after that, um, my mother, who at the time had stage 4 cancer, her cancer had gotten worse. So for me, everything was on pause. The podcast, my training, working out, because I knew I had to be there for my mother. We knew the situation was getting worse, but we didn't expect it to take the turn it took, or at least in the way it did. So in April of last year, my mother passed, and it took a huge toll. Still takes a huge toll. I I still haven't exactly figured out where to go and what to do as far as life, cuz I knew I had to be prepared, but it was hard, and I tried to prepare myself, and I don't care who you are, no matter how you try to prepare for something like that, even though you know it's coming, it does not change excuse me, how it's going to feel. So, yeah, that it took a like I said, it took a huge toll, still does, on myself, and not only myself but my family as well. So, took a lot of time. I took a lot of time. Excuse me. I'm a little under the weather because the Georgia weather can't make up its mind on what it wants to do. But like I said, this episode's not going to be perfect. So I definitely took a step back from training, from working out, everything I was doing to be there with my fam, you know, to process for myself. And to be honest, I'm still processing. And I don't know how long that process is going to take. But my family, I love my family. We're always there for each other. We always will be, as much as even though a lot of us are further away, we're still there for each other no matter what. But yeah, so that is the main reason why I didn't record another episode after the David episode, because I had a lot of self searching, and soul searching to do after my mother's passing. And I've told everybody, I'm not sad that she's gone. I'm hurt because I know that she is in a better place. She is pain free. She's got a whole new body in the Lord. So I'm I'm not worried about her. Does does it hurt? Does it suck? Yeah, it sucks for us down here that are still here. But she's good. And that was a lot of what kept me going was knowing that fact and knowing who she was at the moment and how she raised me along with my dad before his passing. Those two are the entire reason that I was able to push through my disability the way that I am and do what I'm doing. Because without them, I I would not be here at all. Not in this sense. I'm not saying I wouldn't be on the planet. I'm saying I would not be in the position that I'm in. I owe them everything, and they will always be my motivation. My entire family is my motivation, but those two are at the forefront of it, which is kind of why I wanted to come back and do this because I wanted to let you guys know, especially the adaptive community, we'll face obstacles every day. We get knocked down figuratively, sometimes literally, in my case, by my own fault, but you can always get back up. And I know this sounds so cliche to say. It sounds so cliche and I even kind of hate it myself. But I am built different. And I'm built different because my parents and my family have taught me to never give, cliche again, never give up. One of the last things my dad said to me before his passing, he said, promise me you will always keep your head up and you will never give up. And that has stuck with me since he said it, and I've never forgotten it. So I know that even though this is pain and this sucks, that I will get through it. I'm very blessed to have the family that I do because not everybody gets that, and I understand that, and I hate that for anybody who's ever been through that. I've seen it, but especially in the adaptive community and people with disabilities, I've seen I've seen it go one of two ways. You either get a situation where I'm in where your family is gonna support you and bring out the best version of you by any means necessary, or it goes, oh, everybody should feel sorry for this person, or we feel sorry for you because you're in the situation, you have the disability you have. And in some cases, it's warranted, but this is from personal experience. I'm going to say very, very rarely is it warranted, I will say. Because I'm of the mindset that anybody can do anything they put their mind to. And if they can work towards whatever goal they're trying to get. But like I said, I'm not going to harp on that too much because everybody's different. I'm just saying from personal experience, I've seen it go two ways. I've seen it go that way and the other way, the way that I was raised. So I understand it. And I'm not trying to knock on anybody here. I'm just speaking from my experience. But yeah, so losing my mother has really changed. It's changed my perspective on a lot of things. My perspective on a lot of things, but it's also re re reassured me that I'm gonna be okay. I've been through a lot. I've now lost both parents, one at a very young age. I lost my dad when he was 12. I've been through and losing my mother now, and I'm coming up on my 35th birthday, which is also another thing they that kind of proves to me that I'm gonna be okay because I supposedly wasn't supposed to live past 20 something. Next week I'll be 35. It's freaking crazy to me. It's really cool to see. My mother, like, she instilled in me that I can do anything. So that's kind of what my goal is, to instill in other people, like, your limits are just those. Those are your limits. And they can be broken. And if you put your mind to it, they will be, no matter who you are. Adaptive, non adaptive, it doesn't matter. If you've got a goal, go for it. That's what my mother wrote me a letter. I'm not going to go into detail, but she wrote me a letter that was with her will, and it told me to keep God first and to keep pushing. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. In every podcast, every training session, every no matter what I do from this point, it's gonna be in her honor, because that's what she would want me to do. I dreaded for months doing this episode because I knew that it was gonna be hard for me. But I wanted to let everybody know that I'm gonna be okay. I will be okay, and I kind of feel like I'm rambling a little bit, but I told y'all this episode wasn't gonna be perfect. But no, everything I do from this point on is gonna be to honor her. With that being said, this podcast will be coming back every week, I hope, barring anything crazy happening in my life. This podcast is going to be coming back every week. We're going to have some special guests on, some friends, some family, some people you may or may not know. But also, if any adaptive athlete is out there and wants to be on, please, please, please don't hesitate to hit me up, because I would love to have you guys on. Also, adaptive combat athletes, we're gonna do some big things this in the coming year. Just wait and see. I can't say too much on it right now. Should be in the next couple weeks, so pay attention. Stay tuned. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun. I can't wait. I'm so excited. But yeah, this is you're gonna you can make it. You're gonna be okay. It's um pain is not the end. Pain is not the end. You push through. There's something bright. There's something better at the end of the tunnel. And I know that sounds cliche, and I hate using cliches, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Pain is only temporary. Your goals can be reached if you just keep going. Doesn't matter if you slow down a little bit. You might have to take a couple steps back, but you're gonna have to keep going forward. As long as you keep going forward, you might get knocked down. As long as you dust yourself off and keep pursuing, and always keep your head up, just like my dad told me. But anyway, yeah. So the end, or not the end. This year, big things coming from Saiyan Soldier Podcast, and some other things going on. So y'all pay attention. Y'all follow me on social media, Adaptive SSJ. My Facebook is Matthew Burton. Also follow SSJ Project on Instagram and YouTube. Matt Saiyan Soldier Burton on YouTube. All right, later, guys. We'll be back next week. New adventures.